Today, we're going to be taking a look at a Hunter Original. This is a white 5-bladed original, 52 inches in diameter, from 1999. Now, the first word that comes to my mind when I see an original of this type is classic. This is a classic look for the Hunter Original. Many classic installs have originals that look just like this. This was one of the most high-selling variations of the original, and I saw them all the time as a kid. One of the greatest instances of that was a grocery store very close to my house had, I want to say, 16 of these. 14 of them were installed over the checkout area, the registers and all that. And then there were 2 more towards the rear of the store behind the counter in the bakery section. So anytime I had to go grocery shopping with my parents, it was always a little interesting. It was monotonous going up and down all those aisles, grabbing foodstuff after foodstuff, debating on should we get, best paper towels in town or best paper towels around, in town, around, in town, around. Anyways, so grocery store trips were always a little more interesting seeing those Hunter Originals in action. But as is the case with all cool fan installs, it eventually came to an end. Grocery store changed ownership, yada yada yada, and all the originals were taken out. All except for 2, that is. All the originals by the checkout counters were gone. But funny enough, the 2 behind the counter in the bakery section remained intact. And those 2 stayed there until the grocery store shut down permanently, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago. And back when they first took out most of the originals, I was too young to be collecting fans at that point. However, when the store closed down for good, and they renovated it into, I believe, a Golf Galaxy, I did actually contact the company in charge of the renovations to see if I could get my hands on those 2 originals. But, of course, I never heard back from them, so what are you gonna do? But thankfully, I do have this one. This was one of the shortest trips for a Marketplace fan I have ever had. It was only 4 minutes away from my house, which was very nice, as that's not too common where I am. I'm not really living in an area that's swimming with vintage fans. If something cool does pop up nearby me, it's most likely going to be a Hunter Original. Maybe on an uncommon day it'll be an Emerson. But really, any other high-end brand, I'm driving at least 40 minutes away. Fan is in okay shape overall. It does have a few paint chips here and there. Purely for nostalgia reasons, this may be my favorite variation of the Hunter Original. It's certainly not the coolest. There are definitely cooler finishes, blade iron configurations, and other such things that can make an original way cooler than this one. But again, this is a classic look for the Hunter Original for me. I really like it. Anyways, go ahead and start the fan up on low. Take it up to medium. One of the reason I coined this fan as being classic is not only because it holds a lot of nostalgia for me, but also because you really can't go wrong with just a basic white original. This fan would look good almost anywhere, as proven by how frequent these fans are just installed in any commercial or residential place. White, it's a very neutral color. It matches well with most interior designs or industrial locations. So if you were stranded on a desert island and had to build a ton of infrastructure and had access to only one type of fan, this may as well be it, as it looks good almost anywhere. The blade irons are a little out of clock with each other. I will work on that later. And we'll take it up to high. And since it's an original, it goes without saying that performance is top tier. And there you have it. A white 5-bladed 52-inch Hunter Original.